the new government has made it quite clear that the United Nations military observers on India and Pakistan are no longer welcome. They have been asked to vacate their premises in the capital and Srinagar.
But an indicator to the UN that, see, time has come for you to wind up.
Right.
That is one. The other way is purely administrative. You are telling them, you have promised a couple of years ago to start paying for this accommodation. You haven't paid for it, and it's about time you found premises for yourself in Delhi and Srinagar.
Left to me, I will say the whole UN is irrelevant. Especially
Okay, that's pretty strong.
power lies somewhere else. So decisions are made somewhere else. What's the role of UN?
The military observer group is an unarmed entity, right? They're not armed. That's the first thing that the public must know. They are without arms. Their weapon is their tongue or their flag. From 26th November 2003, the ceasefire has been in place. They've had no role in monitoring the ceasefire.
Right, there have been violations.
Absolutely.
And
There have been violations galore
Yes.
from the other side.
yes.
And I was a student and
Yeah.
I was studying in Rajouri, which was like the border town. I got friendly with two of these military observers who were posted there, and we used to
Okay.
take a walk in the evening. So after walking with them for many days, when I got very friendly, one day I asked him, what exactly is your role here?
Yeah.
And he started looking at me, he made a face, and then, well, he couldn't find words for maybe 10 minutes. And then he says, well, it's not very clear what exactly our role is, but we have to report if there are any ceasefire violations. And this was when we were ourselves victims of this transgression from Pakistani side, because we have a Kashmiri Pandit. So we had suffered these intrusions, and because
Right.
of this we had to leave our home.
It's only people who have something to hide who would not allow unarmed observers from the United Nations, mandated by the Security Council, to come and look at alleged or real. May I please finish?
Please go on. Yeah.
Thank you. Alleged or real cross-border violations. How every few weeks rapes are happening, the bazaars are shut down, Srinagar is like a fortress.
I wish I could invite you. And I wish we could sit together and visit and go and see where these 700,000 troops have been hidden by the Indian Army. We need to be pragmatic about this. There are no 700,000 troops in Kashmir. I can count for you exactly how many there are. We won't go into it.
They
Yes.
were there in 1989 when the mass exodus of Kashmiri Pandits happened
Yes.
at the hands of Pakistan-sponsored terrorists, JKLF and Hizbul Mujahideen, and Pandits were also getting raped and killed, and they did not say a word. Even today, there is not a report by UN General Military Observers today. Even till date, there is not a report in UN which says that this has happened.
If fire engulfs a house, it's a disaster. But you need this fire in the kitchen to cook bread and butter for so many people. And Kashmir has become that kitchen fire, and Kashmiris are being used like fodder. The question is, the two countries ultimately, how far our blood is being utilized for vested interests to so many other vested interest groups and parties and countries. Question is, kindly scientific advancement is there. Please devise some other drink other than Kashmiri blood to satisfy them. Enough has gone,
That's-
enough waters have flown beyond through Kashmir, and enough blood has flown.
Whether it's an Indian soldier or a Pakistani soldier.
Right.
Any
right.
young man who dies is one more life gone to waste. It's another family without food. Let's stop this, become civilized, for God's sake.